whenever I can. Everybody's free. Oh, yeah. Oh, to feel good.
Who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? Support them, and show them, Who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? Support them. Tell them who do you love?
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And let me know down below, who do you love? At just 13 years old, Quindon Tarver was on top of the world with 2 hit singles that were featured on a multi-platinum selling soundtrack in 1996, and the music videos being played on repeat. But his ascending career came to an abrupt end. So if you've been wondering what he's been up to over the years, don't worry, I've got you covered, so let's go. Quindon Dan Tarver, born August 4th, 1982 in Plano, Texas, to the parents of Wilfred Tarver and Loretta Davis. Raised solely by his mother, who worked in a printing plant to support him and his 2 brothers. Quindon Tarver started singing at the age of 4 at Greater Hope Holiness Church, where his grandfather was the pastor. And while it initially started off as something that he was doing just for fun, he soon started turning to music for everything and found his purpose and his passion. According to the singer himself, it was something that just flowed from him as if it was all natural. He never felt like he had to work hard to get better at it, and neither did anyone have to force him into it. His love and passion for the art form were completely organic, and as a result, he knew from the start that this is what he wanted to do. Seeing how music would affect people amazed him, and through his own voice, the young singer wanted to influence people's emotion. At home, he listened to his mom's records, Barry White, Al Green, Shaka Khan, and anything on the Motown label. As Quindon won talent shows year after year, his mom began taking him to citywide singing contests that she would hear about on the radio. And in 1991, Quindon dominated a show promoted by Alan Walker, who had played pro basketball in Argentina before moving to Dallas. Soon after, Walker and his mom began co-managing Quindon, and Walker started bankrolling Quindon's trips to music conventions and showcases around the country. Quindon performed at a local radio station, 100.3, performing the national anthem. After the performance, Quindon met MCA rep Todd Yancey, who eventually passed his demo over to Chris Stokes. Chris Stokes was a young producer known for his work with preteen acts like Immature. Stokes engineered a deal with Virgin Records and took Quindon into the studio to work on his album. While working on the album, Tarver received a call from a music supervisor he met on a previous audition. They needed a kid to sing a part in the film, and she remembered him and thought he would be a perfect fit.
There was pressure from the record company to cast big stars, to sing Dove's Cry, Everybody's Free, but in the end, we settled on this young singer from Texas called Quindon Tarver. In the script, Craig Pearce and I wrote as if sung by a young Stevie Wonder. So we went out looking for the young Stevie Wonder, and we found him. The only thing was he really sounded much more like Aretha Franklin.
You've been hurting, but I've been waiting to be there for you.
Tarver was just 12 at the time and wowed them with the rendition of Whitney Houston's His Eye is on the Sparrow. He signed on to work the Romeo and Juliet's film, which was of course a huge project to be working on right at the start of the young singer's career. Quindon was flown to Mexico City for filming in a grand cathedral. After saying yes to the offer, Tarver covered Everybody's Free,
Brother and sister, together we'll make it through. Oh yeah.
along with the iconic When Doves Cry, originally performed by one of the greatest legends in the world of music, Prince.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry. Yes, they cry. Oh, they cry.
Both of the songs were included on the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack, which sold 2 million copies, earning double platinum status. And well, let's just say that Quindon did it complete justice to both of the songs, leaving everyone stunned at his talent. When the film finally made its way to the big screen in 1996, the same year he released his debut album, almost overnight, the young singer had become a star who was being recognized by people all over the world. The album, titled Quindon, put out 2 singles released early May, It's You That's On My Mind, which hit the US R&B charts peaking at number 35, following up in late July with Dream About You hitting the charts at number 69. To promote the album, he did a 90-city tour opening up for the R&B trio Immature.
The We Got It 96 tour is coming Sunday night, March 31st at Louisville Garden. Live, Immature, together with Smooth, plus Quindon. It's the We Got It Tour 96.
He was also featured on the Kazam soundtrack with a song called Show Me Your Love with Immature.
I need to know exactly what's on your mind.
It is that night.
Is it me?
Is it him?
Or am I living in a fantasy?
While he loved being a part of the entire experience, dealing with fame proved to be a little bit more difficult for the young star, because behind the scenes, things were happening beyond his control. While everything in his professional life was going well, his personal life wasn't all that great. Quindon confided in a close friend, letting them know he was being sexually abused by an industry figure. His friend ended up going to tell his management and informing them. Immediately, he noticed that there was a distance. Thus began the beginning of the end for Tarver. Eventually, he was dropped from the label, and everything he had worked for and achieved was taken away. He went back home to Texas, and after graduating high school, he started spiraling out of control. So as an escape, he started experimenting with drugs and alcohol to cope with his depression, which ultimately became an addiction. Quindon attended Holland College, where he studied culinary arts and continued to sing and write music. He would also perform at weddings. Tarver also appeared on American Idol in 2 seasons, finishing inside the top 50. Unfortunately, it was also a time of great personal distress for the teen musician. The pain Quindon suffered from his damaging experience while in the music industry persisted, causing him extreme hardship in the years that followed. He spoke about the experience in 2008 interview with Vibe magazine, and later in a one-on-one with D. Mario, Raz B. Thornton from B2K. Thornton leaked the conversation to the public, providing in-depth details of Tarver's rape. Tarver then put out a statement saying, "I had no clue our conversation was being recorded, nor did I know it would end up on the internet. I was under the impression that Raz B and myself were having a private conversation." Quindon also attempted suicide and ended up on life support for 17 hours back in 2012 because he simply didn't see any reason to live anymore. And while Tarver did manage to come back from his attempt, he didn't have a passion that could fuel his days anymore until 2016, when he was asked to be a part of the Prince tribute and perform his rendition of When Doves Cry. This opportunity came at a time when the singer had almost lost all hope once again. But with this, he felt like he had the chance to bounce back. When he went back on stage and performed in front of hundreds of people, all screaming and cheering for him, it was as if he found his purpose again. Being inspired by the love people still held for him, the singer put himself in rehab for 3 months, where he worked extremely hard to become the person that his fans could look up to. Rehab was an important part of the young singer's journey towards healing, because that was the time when he finally learned to let go of the past and started focusing on his future instead. Once he got out of rehab, Tarver dived headfirst into music and started working on an EP inspired by his cover of Everybody's Free for Romeo and Juliet. The EP was released in 2017 and featured a re-recorded version of Everybody's Free.
Brother and sister, together we'll make it through. Oh, yeah.
symbolizing the singer's own journey of freedom. The same year, the singer once again opened up about his struggles publicly, saying that he was never able to enjoy his own success because of some of the consistent abuse he faced. So this EP was his way of reclaiming his achievements and recognition within the music industry. It seems like post-rehab, the star came to a lot of important revelations because 2 years later, in 2019, he officially came out as gay on his Instagram. All of this was a part of Tarver's attempt to be more true to himself, rather than trying to fit into a mold that he did not like. And well, let's just say that the formula seemed to be working for him because it was pretty evident that his passion for music was now stronger than ever before. He released his final song titled Stand Our Ground in October of 2020. As a tribute to his cousin, Darius Tarver, who had been shot and killed by the Texas police earlier in the year, showing that the singer wanted to use his music for a greater good and not just for the money. At the same time, Tarver was allegedly also working on a book and had also started his own YouTube channel where he could connect easily with his fans. But unfortunately, a few years after Tarver was able to finally take control of his life and find peace and turn it around, he was met with an unfortunate accident that took away his life at the age of just 39 years old. But despite his short life, Quindon Tarver definitely managed to leave his mark on the world through his talent that can still outshine some of the singers today.
But I tell you, there is more to your story.
It's alright. It's alright. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's alright. It's all good.
Oh,
It's gonna be alright.
it's gonna be
It's alright. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's alright. It's all good. It's alright. It's all good. It's gonna be alright.
Well, that's a wrap for the story of Quindon Tarver. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. And if you're interested in following him, please do so. And let me know down below, who do you love?
Who do you love? Who do you love? Who do you love? Support them. Tell them who do you love?